So how we doing tonight, folks? Happy Sunday to you. We're out for a little walk, and I hope the tagline got you interested in what we're going to talk about. There is a strategy that I teach. It is based around a book that I wrote probably 7 years ago that has become, Tommy Davidson, one of my top strategies. It is the strategy that anybody who is earning over $500,000 in personal income is using, right? It's like, now that strategy is called the person of interest strategy. And it is a series of actions that you take to let the market know that you are a person of interest. You give off the impression of increase. You are a person of advancement, right? Because the market is looking at you and making assessments. Are you the real deal? Do you practice what you preach? Do you deliver the goods? Do you over-deliver the goods? And I've got this concept. So when you hear any of the big people I've coached that have done really big things, they're earning between $500,000 and $10 million a year, they all say the same thing, man. Coach, you helped me become a person of interest, right? Now, when I wrote that book, I wrote it out of frustration, right, Eli? I was sitting at a restaurant on a Saturday morning. I was frustrated. I was listening to other people talk about how we should grow the business, make all these outbound calls, right? Carrie Ann Sear, join the chamber. I said, man, how do I flip the switch? How do I flip the script and become the buyer versus the seller, right? How do I become the person that is in demand so I'm actually getting to pick and choose who I work with, what I charge, where I go, and I'm actually enjoying, Dorian, right, the work that I do. And I'm compensated at a high level. I go where I feel celebrated, not where I feel tolerated. I just got back from that Optavia convention. My goodness, right? Those people were so appreciative of the coaching that we'd given them. We coached over 3,000 Optavia coaches. So, can you become a person of interest? Yes. August 19th, I'm doing a 4 or 5 hour session on this. It's $57 where I literally break down how you go from nobody to somebody. How did I go from a high school basketball coach to becoming one of the top thought leaders in the world? How did I go from being a high school basketball coach making $40,000 or $50,000 a year to building a multi-million-dollar business? How did I go from being unknown to speaking on some of the biggest stages in the world? There's strategy, there's tactic, there's concepts, there's structures. It's almost like going from a baby star in the world, right, Eli, to a big star, right? And if that's your dream, and that's your ambition, and that's your goal, and you're like, man, I'm tired of being really, really good, but really unknown. I'm tired of being the best kept secret in the world. Then, folks, invest the $57, man. Spend 4 or 5 hours with me on August 19th, and I will show you the exact tactics that I've personally used to go from, right? Come on, bud. Let's flip it around a little bit here. Eli's getting heavy on that arm. There we go. Daddy's stronger in his right arm, isn't he? Right? Now, what if we could teach young people these things? What if we could teach young people how to become people of interest? What if we could teach salespeople how to become people of interest? Right? What if we could teach your own salespeople how to be people of interest? So that there's opportunity flowing into you. See, when you become a person of interest, right, E. White? E. White was with me at Optavia convention, right? When you have a status because you've done something big in the world. What's up, John? When you got status because you've done something big in the world, then you're going to have opportunity. I believe the people who are the most known have the most opportunity. They get more deal flow. They get more possibility. They get more inbound flow. I mean, it's just that simple. So the question becomes, how do you drive up your value? And so August 19th, I'm going to be breaking that down in a, I like to call them PBS Specials. Right, Mark Kemp? my team is always asking me to do the virtual summits, and I'm like, I ain't doing the virtual summit unless you put real people in the room. We call that the PBS Special, don't we? Huh? Oh, look at that boy. That boy missed his daddy, didn't he? Huh? You gonna turn out to run Daddy's Greatness Factory? So here's the question: how do you become more valuable, and you become a must-have versus a nice-to-have? That's really the question you got to ask yourself. Being a person of interest starts with a primary skill. We have to help you find that skill. We have to help you package that skill, and we have to help you sell that skill. Right? You like Daddy's hat? And until we find it, most people don't know what their talents are. They sure don't know how to package it, and they sure don't know how to sell it. Do they, Eli? So, August 19th, guys, I want to teach you the exact strategy. I want to teach you the exact strategy. It's only $57. And, man, we're going to have a good time that day. This is what I've used, man, to go from being nobody in the world to somebody in the world. So it's around a book I wrote many years ago. You can get that book for free. You pay for the shipping at my website, coachburt.com. And man, it's the only reason I know a concept is big, Jimmy, is because people walk up and tell me, man, you helped me become a POI. You helped me become a person of interest. And when I became a person of interest, my business took off. Folks, they can't do business with you if they don't know who you are. I was a great coach for many years. And somebody very smart said to me once, man, don't matter how good you are until people know. Until people know. So what do you got to do, man? You got to write books. You got to be on podcasts. You got to get about the world. You got to get on the plane. You got to get speaking engagements. You got to do strategic partnerships. You got to write blogs. You got to hit your database. You got to use the Genie Rocket. You got to do it all. Right, Eli? You got to do it all, man. It's not one strategy, okay? It's not one strategy. It's every strategy. So we'll be virtual. If you want to be in the room with me, I'm taking the first 50 people. But if you want to watch it virtual, it's $57. This one thing can change everything for you. I promise. Trust me on this. So I'll be in Chicago this week. Hope you guys in Chicago. Looking forward. I'll be up there coaching the Paul Mitchell schools and delivering some big things. No bozos, Jay Cash. Thank you, man. We're on a roll right now. We're catching some serious momentum, folks. And momentum is just energy headed in a direction. I want to help you build momentum in your life. I want to help Eli build momentum in his life. Right, buddy? He's like, come on. Come on. Come on. All right, guys. I'll see you August 19th. Person of interest. Let's play at a very high level, man. It's time to quit chasing. Time to start attracting. You guys have a great night.